It's an international group. It was founded in 1990 before Agenda 21 with the sole purpose of implementing Agenda 21 worldwide. They say they represent 600 million people in 70 countries around the world, and most people have never heard of them. Now they call themselves local governments for sustainability because they realize we are waking up, we are aware.
I think it's around 2005 I was elected to Citizens Oversight Committee for a huge redevelopment project in my town. And when I was serving on that committee, I found that, in fact, it was a fraudulent project. And in bringing the information, sort of innocently to the town, to the city, I found that, they were gunning for me immediately. And that was sort of my wake-up call to the reality. It's not like Area 51 or Catch-22. It's a real plan. It was signed on to in 1992 by the United States and 178 other countries. It's the action plan for sustainable development. It is the plan to inventory and control all land, water, minerals, plants, animals, construction, means of production, education, energy, information, and human beings in the world. The thing that is really incredible is that it's not something that's way out there like in 1992. It's right now being implemented all over in every town. And of course, it's all over the country and all over the nation. It's an arrogant plan that the idea of regionalization, of course, here in the United States, we have city, county, state, and federal. And we elect all of those levels of government. That's, the people have representative government. But regional government, regional governance is unelected boards and commissions that actually make the rules and direct what happens in your city, county, or state. So in this case, it's MTC, the Metropolitan Transportation Commission, and ABAG, the Association for Bay Area Governments. These are regional boards. They're going to be directing what's happening here in the Bay Area for 28 years, restricting our land use. There are 500 metropolitan planning organizations in the United States. So it's all over the U.S. and of course it's around the world. It's a crazy plan. We're not crazy. The plan itself is crazy. And they use these sort of visioning meetings, are actually using a technique to sort of channelize political thought or people's opinion into a predetermined outcome while giving them the impression that it was all their idea. So aren't you smart? You created that plan all on your own, even though it's the identical plan all over the United States.
People who get invited to those visioning meetings are people who are already on board. They are the consultants. You'll find them voting. Oh, it's a great plan. They're going to vote for it. You'll have unelected people who are on boards and commissions. You have people who are coming out of the neighborhoods who have been identified as being willing to go along, to get along. Those people are often elevated to positions of power. They're elected as neighborhood association presidents by default. No one shows up. They say they represent the entire neighborhood. And this is who the stakeholders are considered to be.
And what's unsustainable? Private vehicles, private single-family homes, tillage, livestock, air conditioning, appliances. These are considered to be unsustainable according to this plan. Because it's a global plan, but it's implemented locally. And people are eager to get this information and to understand that this is not a conservative or, point of view. It's difficult to hear this when you're progressive. It sort of contradicts your entire worldview. Because the educational system has indoctrinated children all the way up through to postgraduate school in sustainable development principles. It is global. It's all over in every country. And most every country has a local Agenda 21 guideline and program. So I think what's happening now, though, is that awareness is really coming to the fore because awareness is the first step in the resistance. Well, I think they do know better, but the deal is that, of course, these plans are set up to use the Delphi technique to actually channel and propagandize the public into the outcome that is desired by this plan. So people who are serving, our local officials are being propagandized by their own staff.
Right.
And the staff, of course, is being propagandized by the American Planning Association, which put out a 12-week-long boot camp about how to handle people like me who are telling the truth about these plants. This is really an indoctrination plan, and it is really about taking away your individual freedom, your right to have and own and use your private property. And our nation is founded on private property ownership, and we are losing our freedom. And that is why we are out there trying to get people on board to assist in working on that. If you're in the county, if you're in an unincorporated town in the county, or if you're just out in the county, literally this plan says that 100% of development has to be within the urbanized areas, basically taking conservation easements over the entire county areas in the San Francisco Bay without paying for them. And literally you will not be able to build in the county areas. Agenda 21 is about empowering non-governmental organizations and regional boards and these are not elected by us. The way that I think about it is if you're looking at something that doesn't make any sense, it's probably Agenda 21. Globalization is the standardization of all systems, and Common Core is standardization of education. If you don't have enough people using public transportation, let's pack them all into, these areas right near the stations, the train stations, and then we'll have people using transit. But this is also part of controlling, inventorying, and monitoring, surveilling all the populations, and this is the plan.
Children are being indoctrinated. Through outcome-based education, they're being trained. They're not being taught, they're being trained to be obedient, to not ask questions, to not dissent, to go along, to get along. This is part of this plan. These are the people who go to the visioning meetings. So what is the goal? It's an ideology. It's not just a design style. It's new urbanism, and it's anti-rural. You are being told that it's an economic driver, that if you don't join together with your regional group, you're going to get bowled over by all the other regions, right? That you're going to go under, that you're not going to be able to compete. This is genius, really, honestly. This plan is so progressed. It's designed to fail. It's designed to take your transportation dollars and pound them down a rat hole. That's what it's about. It's about taking your money in every possible way. This is a plan to sink our economy. Social equity. This is where this is going. Regions. Livable communities, sustainable communities, community partnerships, one planet communities, unelected boards and commissions. They said land cannot be treated as an ordinary asset, controlled by individuals and subject to the pressures and inefficiencies of the markets. Oh no, private land ownership is a principal instrument of the accumulation of wealth, and therefore it contributes to social injustice. Public control of land use is therefore indispensable. This is the goal, is to take land out of private ownership and move it into control by the government.
You don't even know where your city council meets. You think it doesn't matter. But those are the people who make the rules that you live under right there in your town. And you better believe it does matter. And don't tell me that your government is so bad that that you can't do anything about it. It sure looks like that. But the thing is that you've let it get that way. And if you continue to let it get that way, it ain't going to get better. Actually, occupy your government, to take a term that I think was really misused, to actually go and be your government. Yeah, we're in the end game here. There's not a lot of time left. So, you should have been doing this a while ago. But the thing is that you need to know what Agenda 21 looks like, and you need to recognize it so that when you see it in your city, you can go and talk about it. You can, first of all, get yourself elected. You can run for office and not get elected, but talk about it. You can stand, up in your city council. Every single item on that agenda is probably related to Agenda 21, if you know what you're looking for. Take down their Delphi meetings where they're manipulating public opinion so that you won't make trouble for them. Because really, they don't want you to make trouble. They're hoping that they don't have to bring out the cops. So they're really wanting to, keep you in your seat and keep you at home quiet. So that's what you don't want to be, is the person who sits at home. So you want to take this on, you want to spread this information. You can do it with flyers, you can do it with mailers, you can spend a little money, you can make some videos, you can share them with people. because just knowing without doing something about it is simply not enough at this time. So you have to become more politically active